Welcome to the dojo, baby.
This is Joe Doe.
Welcome to the dojo, baby.
This is Joe Doe.
Welcome to the Zoom food.
Yeah. Step and wipe your feet, this a focus zone. White belt tied tight, but my mind fully grown. Bow to the moment.
This
Sensei
podcast
say
is brought
be
to you
here.
by
I silence the noise.
Emotional, damn it.
Welcome everybody to the Just Science Experience. This is where we use scientific style thinking to explore abstract concepts. That's what we do here. I'm trying a new skin regimen. I'm putting like banana on my face.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow,
you
your
know,
skin looks so smooth. I was just about to ask, what did you use?
Looks great, Jojo.
thank you.
Wow, looks so amazing.
Yeah, so I'm going over Live with Passion by Tony Robbins. I'm on CD6. So we're gonna explore like I think it's called the driving force, like the purpose. So we're gonna do that. But first, let's get into some introductions. We can start with the newest guest, Angela Agostino, and then we'll go to Meenakshi, Danielle, and Billy Joe.
Hi, everyone. I'm Angela Agostino from Body Synergy Hub, where I'm a posture alignment specialist from Toronto, Canada.
Postural alignment
Specialist.
specialist. Nice. All right, Meenakshi.
Hello, my name is Meenakshi Gautam.
Got him.
Yeah, I am a keynote speaker now. I am a certified ISA International Speakers Association speaker, and I am actually a self-discovery coach. I guide people towards inner peace and self-discovery through yoga, meditation, and breath work. That's pretty much what I do. Yeah, and I occasionally come to Joe's podcast to find myself more for my own self-discovery. Yeah, that's all about me. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for my new surname, Joe. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Anytime. Yes, you have. All right, Danielle.
Jojo. Hi, everybody. My name is Danielle. I'm a former top earning exotic dancer to now the attraction mentor. I essentially help people become their most attractive version of themselves so that they can attract the love that they want, the business or the kind of clients that they want, etc. And I'm in San Diego, California.
Billy Joe.
I'm Billy Joe. I live near Dallas, Fort Worth, and I'm a former 424-pound man who figured out how to make my own natural GLP-1, shut off the processes that stopped it, the stresses, and etc., so that my body healed and naturally wanted to lose the weight. So I didn't have to starve, I didn't have to go to the gym, etc. It all just melted away.
Magically.
And I teach others how to do that.
Magical. Yeah. Okay. So I got a little outline here. I'm helping myself get organized. And I have a new framework. It's got 4 things. Like I started learning this memory program, and there's just 4 different things that I found that were very useful, and they're applicable, I think, in every area. And it's organization, association, visualization, imagination. I was reading this memory book and it talked about, I'm like, man, association, that could mean a lot. Imagination, yes, picturing, visualization, like actually doing the work of picturing, and then organization, which is like you're either organizing pictures in your mind or you're organizing your room or your house or your kitchen, your vegetables, like organizing people. And then I started thinking, whoa, as above, so below, like inside out. So if you organize the inside of your mind, associate properly the inside of your mind, imagine properly the inside of yourself, and visualize properly, you can start creating like your own little kingdom inside, your own little mental kingdom. And then you could become a king inside, and then because as above, so below, you can become a king on the outside. How you like me now? Catch me outside. How about that? So the first part here is lanes of understanding. On the city, Tony talks about how in the game of baseball, there is like a rule called, what is it? The organization. I'm working on organization here. But there is a rule called, I don't know. There's a rule in baseball where like you're in the 9th inning in the last, maybe Billy Joe knows this. If you're in the 9th inning in the last like part, then you can actually hit a home run, and then but you can still get outed. So let's say you're playing the game of baseball and you think you won the game, but there's this technicality, there's this rule that you didn't know about that was there. If you're in Europe or Asia and you're driving your car on the right side of the road, then you're following the wrong rule. So Tony talks about this, like sometimes you can get hurt just because like the people surrounding you have the rules that different rules from you, and then you don't know, and then now they hurt your feelings, and then now you're all butthurt. So different drivers, different road. On this road, some countries drive left, some drive right. Collisions happen when we assume others share our rules, our values, our principles. Adapting lanes is like learning a new driving culture. It keeps the journey smooth. Thoughts?
I'd say that works along with the lines of communication. Us guys make the huge mistake to think those girls want us to fix every dang thing. And every time they come to us with a problem that they need to talk out, just hear their own voice, let you absorb it, no comment, nothing but, I love you, honey. I'll listen. I feel you. That's all they want. Yeah, we go, oh, you should do is this and this and this. We're in the wrong lane going the wrong direction, and we're doing about 200 miles an hour, and we're going to smack dab right into their emotional stuff and create chaos in our own relationship, when what we really want as a guy is for her to feel that we love her, we value her, we want to protect her, we want to do the right thing by her. Yet when one of our buddies comes to us with a similar problem, another man, he wants us to help him fix it. Meaning we go to our cave when we want to fix stuff, and if we can't fix it ourselves, then we go to our buddies and get a solution, or set a solution, and figure which one we want. Girls don't work that way. But us men make the critical faux pas, if you will, of assuming women want everything solved. If a woman wants something solved, she'll come to the man and say, honey, I need to know what to do about this or how to fix this. She will be very direct about it. One of the few places where women actually get us men don't take hints. Because that's where the women go wrong in that similar situation. They think us men take hints. We don't. We don't know hints. We're not intuitive enough to tune into them, at least most of us aren't. So they come around hinting about something, and they get frustrated that we don't hear or absorb the information they're attempting to drop on us as a clue or a hint. When they learn the simple rule that, honey, I need your attention. What I'd really like to have happen is this. The guy goes, oh yeah, I'll do that. No big deal. For example, with the trash can. They want the trash taken out. They come and say, Josias, would you be a dear and take out the trash? Boom, bam, damn, trash is gone. The other women will go, oh yeah, I just threw some more stuff in the trash can. Full. And us guys go, it goes whew, right on by. Oh yeah, it's getting kind of full. It ain't full yet.
It's getting a little full. The trash can is getting a little full, honey.
I mean, some of us guys will catch a clue after a while if she does it regularly that way. In general, I'm talking something much bigger than the trash can.
Yeah. Oh, these bags are heavy.
Yeah.
You
honey,
know,
come help me pack this stuff in the house.
there's a lot of groceries in the car. Honey, the car is full of grocery bags.
Yeah, that's a hint versus, honey, would you come help me pack in the groceries? But as guys don't catch that hint, we're like, next, they're about to score.
Yeah.
We watch this program. I'm in the middle of something. I'll get to it later.
Or honey, are you hungry? Do you want something to eat?
That's them saying, I want something to eat. When you learn the communication a little bit, and then a real trick with eating is you go, well, what do you want to eat? And they'll say, well, I don't know. And us men, we go, well, let's go do this.
Right.
That's solving the problem. However, if we're really smart, we run a menu for them. Well, what do you feel like? Chinese, Mexican, Italian, steak. And one of them will make them like brighten up. And you go, oh, you want steak tonight. Do you want that with lobster or just a steak? And by running the menus, you can watch the reactions and actually tune in enough to get the information to actually make dinner something that's special instead of just gobbling something down that she's like, I really wasn't in the mood for Chinese.
All right. Let's hear a different angle. Or if you want to follow that up, in the same angle, go ahead. Whoever wants to go.
I can go first. So I was thinking about my coaching perspective. If we have to understand a person's psychology, it's more about stepping into other person's shoes, because what they see can be completely different from what I see, because I come from different background, different perspective, different upbringing. Everything can be different for me, though the situation is exactly same, but the perception, the emotional load can be really different for two people. being in same situation. Also, sometimes words don't have a meaning. It's we attach meaning to it. So it's also important that we pay attention to emotion. Like if I say divorce, it's a very neutral term. But if I say divorce or divorce, you can actually tell what the person might be feeling. So don't see the word as neutral. Just observe what energy, what emotion the person is radiating, just to understand their circumstances. And I won't be able to coach my client well unless I understand what is his perspective. So I really need to offer myself in the listening position as neutral, as a fresh perspective, which I already know can be really different for the client who's talking about their story. So the lens of understanding is more about checking with other person's emotion if we are in a communication or if we are in a new culture. And now is the time to understand more about different cultures and different types of people, because now everyone is really, embodying their own personality. The people are coming up as more authentic. Previously, we used to have genders, just male, female, or probably the third gender, but now we have variety in that as well. Now we have people coming from different ethnicity, sorry. So
now we have 97 genders.
And maybe more. They're all coming up. We have plus.
Every day there's a new gender that comes out.
Yeah. So if we are not open in our thinking, we'll limit our progress, because that's how progress stops. We have got examples from past, like Nokia. They refused to switch to Android and future versions, and they extinct in no time. So if, as humans, if we are not open towards different perspective, because we don't know where future will take us. So we have to live in now, and now demands that you adapt to different things happening around. And this is how you can learn very easily, by stepping into somebody's shoes. Instead of learning culture from textbooks which were written 10 years back, if I interact with someone who's living in now, I'll be able to learn faster.
All right, well, let's hear. How about, so we have interpersonal communication and relationships from Billy Joe. Meenakshi, stepping into the other person's shoes, words meaning tonality, and checking in with other person's emotions. Let's hear from Angela. Angela, I don't know what you were gonna say. Maybe you can tie in the communication with our own body there. I don't know if that's what you were going, but
I was actually going to tie that into, it's a little bit of both, to be honest, on what they're, just to kind of touch up on both. I think it's also on, we tend to look at for others for validation based on our own feelings and how we're feeling in that moment. I also feel that if you're in touch with yourself and you can isolate what you're feeling, or be cautious of your emotions so that you're in a good state, things don't get so misinterpreted. You're hearing them for what they are and not making them greater or less, or escalating the situation just based on your own securities or the validation that you're looking for. So if you can learn to do that within yourself, it's you gain a better understanding as to what that person is actually trying to communicate. There's a saying that Tony Robbins uses as well. Is what they want and what they need are two different things. So trying to determine what is it that they actually want, based and not just what you're hearing them say that they want, I think can help.
Tell me more.
I don't know. So for me, it's more of hearing and listening to what the person's saying, but also validating based on what I'm seeing. So using all my senses and not just my interpretation of it, because it's easy to get lost in interpretation. As we already heard from Joe as well, in terms of, the garbage or whatever. What they really want is they want their attention. They want to be heard. They want to be felt. They want to be understood. And I think that's basically, in any terms of communication, is the person wants they want to feel validated. So they don't want to hear sometimes we look at people and we're like, oh, we know what's wrong with them. We might, but if you listen, they're actually telling you what they want. So sometimes it's just listening more than talking.
Okay, beautiful. Toni, did you have something to say?
Yeah, I can follow. I have 3 point things that's in my mind.
You can only do one, Toni. Only one.
It's just gonna be short. It's about the validation that Angela said. I think it's because as humans we grew in tribes. So in terms of survival, way back, humans survive if we are belonging to a tribe. If you get what do you call that?
Ostracized.
Ostracized in the tribe, you have higher chances of not surviving. So fast forward to future generations, we are wired to feel that we need to belong, and anything that contradicts that, someone does not agree with what we say, it's like a part of our survival wiring tells us that we don't belong to this tribe, and it's triggering our stress or trauma response. So that's my point about validation.
Mhm.
And in terms of the disagreeing and the putting ourselves in other shoes, I really do have a strong stance with beliefs that it basically means it goes back to our core beliefs. Like if we have different culture, different religion, different gender, it's because there's a certain belief that person has. So for me, what worked for me in understanding other people, going back to asking myself, I wonder where is this person is coming from? What do they believe in? And that helps me be more responsive and less reactive to what I'm gonna say. So I'm just gonna share, since Joe is really like pressuring me to be really counting the time. There's a quote here that I really like. It's not ignorance that divides us, but the arrogance of thinking that only one view can be true. So it doesn't mean that your point is not true, but I think the reason we're not really connecting is because I really have a belief that my side, my point of view, it's the universal truth. So I think I really resonate with this quote, that I really also believe that it's the arrogance of thinking that there's only one truth that actually divides us.
Are
It's
you
not
trying
the
to
gender.
say, are you trying to say we're not connecting, like you and I? You know, like
I did not say that. No.
are you implying that we're not connecting in our relationship, Tony?
No.
I'm just
Where did I don't know.
I'll
I don't
not
know
get
what I don't know which one that which I don't know what about my words that I say that you felt that we're not connecting.
Yeah, I love that though. Believe under the ideas. I mean, that's super key. All right, well, let's go to number two. And Danielle, if you want to follow this up, you can. Otherwise, you can answer the next question, which is old maps in the glove box. So as kids, we drew our dream routes. I wanted to be an astronaut. You know, like then when I was 15, I wanted to be a rapper. And then, you know, I would always love to be a king because, like, you know, studying the Bible, you know, in Bible school, like we would just study all the ancient kings. So I was like, I want to be like that. I want to be like a king and have, like, you know, Solomon had like 700 concubines and all this stuff. And I'm like, can I do that? I always like had that possibility in the back of my mind. I'm like, is this possible? Even if we never take the exact road, the map reminds us where our heart wanted to go. So Tony Robbins talks about how, like, he wanted to be an archaeologist and now he's like a mind archaeologist. He's still fulfilling the same desire in a different way. And faith is the GPS recalculating and still guiding us to a version of that dream. So like he says that sometimes when we lose our dream, we gain our destiny. Danielle, no eggnog.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so what is the question exactly?
Just whatever comes to mind. This is the first part, so we're just brainstorming here in the first, and then we'll try to get to a valuable perspective from here.
Okay, I'm just a bit confused. So this is centered around
Let's go. Let's focus instead of the confusion. Let's
Mhm.
focus on the clarity.
The what?
The
Clarity.
clarity.
The clarity. Got
Yeah.
it. The
Yeah,
clarity.
I have a cup of clarity here for you. Would you like
Yes, I would like some clarity. Help me with that. Yes.
Jump in on this one.
Sure.
Get started. So I know like they talk a lot about the GPS in terms that everyone's looking to get to an end result, but when they're looking at it or when something's crashed or something's not going to in the direction is what they were hoping for, they don't realize that it's those millimeter shifts that will take you to a different direction.
Mhm.
So even if you're, let's say you're steering a wheel and you're off by like 5 degrees, you think you're going in the wrong direction, or you're not going to be in the right direction, but you're heading to a different direction. So even though your outcome might not be what you expected, there's steps that you take that help you grow as a person to get you to an ultimate place. And sometimes some people get there and some people don't because they're always trying to shift back or steer into something or rush something without seeing the larger picture. They're shattered on a dream or they're shattered on something that didn't go the way they planned it. Whereas others might look at it as, okay, you know, I'm not here, but I'm here. What can I do with this? Where's this going to long run? And it's those millimeter shifts that what I'm doing today, is it getting me closer or further from the goals or the outlooks as to what I was trying to get to?
There's always a reroute.
Yes.
Okay, let's hear more from that. Like, who wants to follow that up? The we route. The we route?
A reroute, yeah. It's
Oh,
like when you
reroute.
go to the wrong direction, the GPS is not going to tell you that you're going the wrong direction. It's just going to say reroute. there's like another direction to that same destination.
Recalculating.
Yeah, recalculating. Yeah.
Recalculating.
Or even that GPS, if you go using like one of the really newer ones, tells you there is an accident ahead. Exit now. We're going to reroute you
Right.
around the accident and get you there almost on time. Versus if you stay on this highway, it don't tell you this part, but you know if you stay on that same highway, you're going to wind up behind a 5-car pileup and be in half an hour to an hour in traffic to go the next 5 miles.
That's
Versus the
advanced.
reroute takes you off the freeway onto secondary streets for those same 5 miles. Yeah, it's slower, but you're past the accident 15 minutes and you're only 3 or 4 minutes late to where you wanted to be.
Yes. Oh, what if like personally you ran into an accident? Like you meet somebody that's beautiful and nice and amazing, and then they're get like you didn't know this, but they're actually in the middle of a divorce. So that's like you're running into an actual personal accident right there. It's like boom. And then now you're in the middle of everything. And then you're like, what the fuck's going on here? And then the person's confused and like you're confused and like what do you do? What do you do? You know? Now you're like you just ran into this thing. Like you're in a 8-car pileup and then like 8-person pileup and everybody's like vroom 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 and you got exes and you got but families and you know what do you do? Danielle, did you try? Well, you were muted. Were you talking to us or were you talking to somebody else?
I was talking to someone else.
All right, no worries. But yeah, so you ran into this accident. Now what? What do you do?
We follow the Star Trek approach. Kobayashi Maru. though it's a no-win situation, but we still got to get out of it. And pretty much when we are in the middle of situation, we don't know exactly how to exit, but we somehow do. I don't know anyone who's stuck in the middle of accident for like 10 years. Probably there's someone to send them to hospital already. There
Yeah,
will be
when like when the man says like I'm gonna divorce her and then I'll be with you, and then those relationships be lasting sometimes 10 years.
Oh
it
yeah,
can
the
be
guy's with
because
his girlfriend, his side chick, telling her he's gonna divorce his old lady, but he never really intends to. That's a 10-year train wreck. Yes, very very deceitful man, by the way. Not a good catch.
Not a
If
good
she
catch.
had the wisdom of these ladies, she would see right off that he was not a good catch and say next and take
Right.
the exit and avoid the accident.
Raise your hand if you have this wisdom.
To get out of the situation.
Of course, yeah.
That's your
Doesn't even
internal
begin to
GPS
begin
keeping
with.
you safe.
I saw a lot of hesitancy there.
They were recalculating.
Recalculating.
Their internal GPS was recalculating.
Yeah, because you know what's interesting? That sometimes we think we're wise enough for these things, but then we fall into this situation and then we're not. Then
Yeah.
we're stuck in this thing for a while.
I can fix her or I can fix him. Is
Oh,
something
yeah.
all of us do.
That's where we're in danger. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all in
Red
danger
flag.
because all it takes is the right person.
If I love them enough, they'll change.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
have something to say about that. I think that's why intentions are very important. Like, what's the intention of the other person and what's my intention? Even if this person would hook me for like, make promises, but I would put a deadline. Like, okay, if this is not consistent, I'm not gonna say, oh, I'll wait 10 years or give him another chance or what, or I'll forgive him. I mean, I know I've seen a lot of friends who are like that, and I'm like, they're no longer my friends because I'm like, stop freaking complaining if you keep on going back. Number one is the intention. Second would be what I learned is also like people are mirrors. Like, what's this unmet need that makes me fall for breadcrumbs? There is a need, and also if I find myself in accident, that's why it's an accident. It might be a surprise. Sometimes I would enter chat rooms and then I would be like, oh my god, I got hooked into some drama or whatever, and then I would just tell them there's a purpose why I went into this group chat or went into this conversation, and then I just identify what my intention would be here. Maybe I would engage in some of the conversations, but I would be very much aware if I just want to be right and tell this person off, or I have another intention of maybe kind of like play around and expose this person to the group for who she is. And that really helped me in not getting into the loop, the intention and the awareness, because I also know when I want to just add fuel to the fire. Like, I also have sometimes that intention, like, oh, I kind of like want to stir up some drama, and then yeah, but ultimately I know that it has always been very intentional, whether it's a good intention or a bad intention. Knowing what my intention is for engaging and for staying in a certain relationship really helped me a lot. And the mirrors, like, for example, like, why does this do I have some anxious attachment or unmet, unhealed father issues, daddy issues? That really helped. Like, instead of blaming why I'm in this situation, it's more of what am I supposed to understand about me that this person triggers inside of me. So yeah.
Yeah, so in the chat room, you said, you get drug into some drama.
Yeah.
I know none of you guys have gotten drug into some drama. I know, like, I'm just gonna hallucinate and say, like, none of you have, nobody else here. But back to the purpose, I think Toni talks about how sometimes we don't want to go to a meeting or something, but then, what do we do here? So we have to tie our purpose to that thing that we don't want to do. For example, the purpose of your life in a simple phrase, something stated in the positive, you and others, being and doing, not the perfect answer, just the answer. And then it goes like this, this is it. This is what life is all about. When you were on a roll, think what you were thinking, feeling, hearing, seeing, doing, communicating, writing, hearing, who was there, how were you being, what were you doing, notice it, capture it. So Toni's purpose, he says, is to serve God and his fellow man and being a playful, outrageous, crazy, loving example of what's possible when you do so. So if you were to state your goal, your purpose in life, say, my purpose in life is to be and do what would that be? Think simple. Like, don't try to just simple. Like, my purpose in life is to what?
So my purpose in life would be to help people live life to the fullest potential and not feel like they have to give up on their dreams. In my situation would be pain or an accident or an injury.
I was going to say something similar.
Well, say it.
Well, it's basically the same thing. Live life to the fullest and help others live life to the fullest. We're not a victim to our narratives. Yeah.
But like, there's something about tonality and the way you say something that sends a message. It sends a message to us and it sends a message back to you. When you say, oh, my purpose in life is to just serve my fellow man and make them fulfilled. Or, yo, Danielle, my purpose in life? Yo, my purpose? What? You want to know my purpose? Yo, my purpose is to explore the whole world. I want to go everywhere, yo, I want
Because you have the tea or coffee that's making you like,
I want to see everything. I want to go.
Maybe I need more tea.
But you get the message though, right? If you stating
Yes.
something, you got to communicate like to yourself, like why this is like that. This is important. I was reading The Secret this morning, and in The Secret, it talks about how if you're the magnet of your thoughts attracts things, and it doesn't matter if you want something or don't want it. If you're thinking it, you're attracting it. So yeah, so is it exciting you? Is this thing your purpose? Is it exciting for you? It has to be exciting for you to like gain more attraction power.
Attraction. Yes.
Attraction power. Come on, you're the attraction coach. You're not being a good example right now. What's going on with you, No-Nog?
What's going on with me? I'm excited to help people become their most attractive selves because they are sexy. Everyone has it.
That's it. That's more like it. That's more like it.
Yes, I truly believe that.
Beautiful. Who else? Who wants to go next? What is your purpose? Like, to be and do what?
My purpose is to help people heal their body so that they can live vibrantly healthy. Include take off the weight, make their own GLP-1s. They don't need to be on a drug for life, etc.
And do you
No more being a bitter prisoner.
To learn that what's within them and how to naturally tap into it. No, you don't need drugs and special products and starvation and endless time at the gym. Yes, going to the gym, I'll never throw that completely under the bus. It's about quality of life, being able to open your own pickle jar when you're 65, or being able to move a box across the room when you're 85, or being able to walk as far as you want down the beach on vacation, never worry about how far you are from the car. Those are quality of life issues that going to the gym can help with. But they're not, going to the gym is not the secret to losing weight. Turn off one mocha latte supersized thing from Starbucks, the 1,700 calories. You have to run the equivalent of a half a marathon in 2 hours, 15 minutes. None of us has that much time or effort ability. That amount of calorie burning is immense. In fact, your brain burns more calories than the whole rest of your body every single day. Yet most of us are doing stuff that downregulates our metabolism so that we actually get brain fog and dysfunction because our brain is shutting down to conserve energy to give us to do other stuff because we're running on a calorie deficit and other things. And then that happens, that downregulates a whole bunch of other things, including hormonal disbalance, which causes weight gain in the long run.
Let's tie this into our childhood. What do you remember that you wanted to be that ties into your purpose today?
I remember thinking when I was like 6 years old, somebody in our family had cancer. I wanted to cure cancer. And the really crazy thing is some of the stuff I'm teaching you, according to Dr. Sumreen, one of my clients, is the most anti-cancer stuff you could be doing on a daily basis for yourself. The type of food you eat and the stuff you don't put in your body, etc.
Yeah, but you weren't thinking like that when you were 6, Billy Joe?
No, when I did. I wanted to fix cancer.
Okay.
You didn't hear that part.
Yeah, I didn't hear that part. You
The
didn't,
little boy
say it.
wanted to fix cancer, and it turns out I may have inadvertently backed into it.
Mm.
Not fixing it, but preventing it, which was what I really think maybe my little boy wanted to do.
So what about Meenakshi? Have you backed into something like that, or where you're like, oh, I'm doing that thing that I thought I was gonna do or I wanted?
Yeah. I wanted to become a doctor when I was younger, just because my father was a doctor. And why I was inspired by my father, because when people were going through illness, which used to be a trouble for them, when they are healed, they would really thank my father that, you know what, I've been to so many doctors. So I was really moved by that, suffering that people had. And when they are healed, they are totally a different person from that sad, depressed person. Now, when they are healed, they're more happier. They want to connect with doctor again. It's not that, oh, I'm healed, bye. So that connect that people feel with you when you give them a transformation, that hope that, you know what, this can be fixed. This is not end of life. But later I realized I don't want to be a doctor because I am too sensitive. Probably the patient might not feel that much of pain, but if I see blood, open wounds, it make me feel like really in pain. Then I realized that probably I need to go into preventive measures more than cure. And I did get an opportunity when I finished my college. I finished engineering degree, but I did get a chance to get into yoga. There was a kind of a yoga studio near me. They were looking for yoga teachers. I was into yoga and fitness that time. My family really wanted me to become an engineer, have that engineering job role. And compared to just a yoga instructor, that time yoga wasn't very popular though. So I couldn't make it. And during that time also, a person pitched me that, you know what, if you learn NLP, I can really use you as a speaker for my seminars. And that did not happen as well. But today, whatever I'm doing is all connected to yoga, neuro-linguistic programming, and science that I learned. And while I was studying it, I used to question what's the purpose, where I'm going to use it. And now I realized when I've moved forward. So I remember one of Steve Jobs' speech that you can only connect the dots when you're moving forward. When you look backwards, everything will make sense. Like him learning calligraphy, him learning drawing class, art class, that led him to make creative fonts for his Mac. And if I see my drawn towards being doctor, healing people, it's pretty much what I am doing right now. I'm not associated with yoga just so that people can have beautiful body and curves and everything. Yes, that's one of the benefits. But what yoga does to you, it is really powerful. And that's
I was at the beach this morning and I was doing like my stretching and stuff. And then this girl, like she was looking at me the whole time. I didn't know this, but like when I was done and I was on the way to my car, she's like, hey, do you do that every morning? I'm like, yeah. And then she asked me, hey, are you a weirdo? And I'm like, what are you talking?
Yeah.
It's
It's like,
Did it, yeah.
yes, I am.
Well,
Depends on the
here,
definition.
here's the twist. Here's the twist. She was qualifying me. I'm like, I said, are you qualifying me? She's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, because I'm a weirdo too. And I'm like,
Oh.
Are you qualifying me? That's good. I like
yeah.
that.
So then,
Wow.
so then she started telling me about this shell on the ground. She's looking at, she's staring at this shell on the ground, and she's like, you know that it's alive. You know, it's moving. Like right now, like it's hiding, but it's moving. It's new. And I'm like, okay, interesting. And I
You
was
should
like,
have you should join my podcast. You should have invited her.
Yeah.
so, and then yeah, and then she's like, oh, okay, blah blah. And then I'm like, oh, you know where the thing to wash your feet is? And she's like, oh yeah, it's over here. So I went over, wash my feet and stuff. And then she's like, I'm a Georgia Peach. She's like, I'm here because my ex-husband's mom died. And then and then I'm like, okay, like everything coming out of this person is like I don't know, it's just strange. But then she's like, oh, I'm a real estate agent, and I'm like, all right, well, let me give you my card because like I do roofing, so it's like, all right, cool. And then the whole time, every time we do something, she was looking at me like she's giving me this look, and I'm like, all right. And then after she left, a yoga teacher showed up with a broom, and then I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, cute girl, let me say hi or whatever. And then I'm like, my opening line was, hey, what's up with that broom? And then it turns out she was just gonna sweep like the gazebo because she was gonna teach yoga in about 15 minutes. And then she had a little like dog with her. And then so I got her information, and now I have a yoga place to go to like at like around that time if I ever want to go there practice yoga like with other people. So that was
Most certainly you should.
yeah, that was my morning. Yeah, I don't know where we're okay. Where are we at?
So
Where we
this
at?
is one of the rules to like practice yoga. If you're performing yoga, you got to clean your place yourself. You got to keep it clean, which is why probably she turned up with the broom. Instead of asking someone else, please clean the place. I got to teach yoga. You got to clean it yourself.
Mm,
I did not know that. That's actually fun to know.
And this is what I teach my student as well. The very first line that you will read in Patanjali Yoga Sutra is Atha Yog Anushasan, meaning yoga starts with discipline first. The very first step to yoga is discipline. So whenever you're done with yoga, fold your mat and just keep the place as you found it.
All right, let's go to Angela. Angela, have you backed into something in the present that you're like, oh, I think this is what I wanted back then, but it's like.
To be honest, it's all coming together for me. So yes, so at a young age, I want to say it's probably 8 or 9. I used to watch a lot of surgeries on TV. I wanted to help people. I was really into biology and how the body worked. Then I got into I always saw myself, to be honest, I saw myself on stage, but I didn't know why. I wasn't a singer, I wasn't a dancer, but I was always on stage talking to people. There's something I was doing, but it was more of giving people energy. And to some degree, I never figured it out. It was just visions I used to have of me being on stage. And I was in the fitness industry, and then I got into an accident. Long story short, gave up on it for years and went back to it now. But now that I'm from a different perspective, this is where I say like that GPS kind of takes you there in a different route, where I find myself talking in front of people, educating people on how they can correct themselves in a way where they're still fulfilling what they want to do, whether that's, gardening, whether that's in sports, whether it's professional athletes, whether it's working. I always saw myself helping somebody to a different degree, but always in a fitness environment. So it's coming together, just not the way I thought it would.
Oh, by the way, if you don't like your nicknames like Toni or Danielle, you can just rename yourself. I'm just like teasing a little bit. So don't think that you're stuck with that name. Like you can actually click there and just rewrite,
I'm happy with mine.
You're never stuck. It's part of the exercise. You're never stuck. Okay, you can rename yourself like the superstar Queen Toni. You don't have to be a pot stirrer anymore. And Danielle, you could have eggnog whenever you want. Okay.
Whenever I want, yes.
Okay, so now
Yes,
this I was writing down what Toni said in the picture and then the NLP to it, and like I want you guys to listen and then tell me what comes up to you. What comes up from this. So he says, now with your eyes closed again, think about a situation in your life when you felt really, really like you were on a roll. Remember that time and step right into that time, right into your body at that time. Think of another time like that and step into that situation as well. How were you being and what were you doing? That's it. Notice it, capture it. What were you doing? What were you creating? What were you when you felt incredibly good? You had great feelings when things were just flowing, when things were effortless. This is it. This is what life's all about. I love this. Were you creating or writing or speaking or manufacturing something? Think of another situation like that right now. A simple phrase, one or two, emotionally charged, you and others, being and doing, running and changing. So, what is that situation that was charged up that you were like, this is it. This is what life's all about. I love this. What was that moment? Think about it. What was it? Whoever gets it first. Let me hear it.
I experience those moments when I'm helping someone who's actually, and I do this kind of as a charity thing. They come to me not to lose weight, but they know I know a huge amount about how the types of foods we eat affect our body, and they're suffering from some form of cancer or other health related discomfort. And there's a lot of stuff I can teach you about healing your body and or repairing your body and also about preventative measures. And when I go into that mode, hours sometimes go by. I've literally been on a 3-hour phone call and it felt like 15 minutes. So total time warp because I'm so focused on helping them and giving so much and pouring into them and tapping into the parts of me. And there's even sometimes, that, strange as it may seem, that I get a download, like I put together two pieces of something that are kind of unrelated and go, oh, that's why that works, and share that. And then it turns out to be something that fits really well to their situation.
Go ahead. What was it? Tony of the Rose Gardens.
Okay. Definitely whenever I communicate or just in my small conversations with people and then they always have these breakthroughs or these, how do I explain it? Like suddenly they because of their short time talking to me, they have some certain clarity, and even with my friends. And it always surprises me because I mean I consider it maybe I just really just have that gift, or I don't know, because I do it naturally. Like I attract people asking for help. At some point before, I always wonder like why do these people, like I don't even ask their stories, but why do they keep sharing these stories? But eventually I figured out maybe I do have that energy. And if I'm gonna connect it to a childhood dream, I was listening to the sharings of everyone else. My childhood dream was to be a princess. So it wasn't like something like I didn't want the job. I mean, why would I want to have the job? And then this year I was also going through that connecting childhood dreams to today, and then it just suddenly clicked with all my experiences in the pageantry, and oh, maybe I don't want to be a princess because now I became a queen. And if we're gonna talk about archetypes, before I was the image of the damsel in distress, or, I'm just gonna wait here until someone saves me and something like that. And my favorite princess was Princess Aurora, but suddenly it's just connecting that's why I'm resonating with Maleficent now, because she's a queen who knows what she wants. I'm like, you didn't invite me to the party. I'm gonna, I know what I want. And I'm like, it's not about being the villain, but something about she really, I don't need a man. Like it's all about the independent, the sovereignty, the power that she just walks into, and then compared to a princess, like, oh, I'm just gonna cry. I'm like, I don't want to be like that anymore. And it all just puts it in the perspective in terms of I want to teach minds and touch hearts and transform lives. And anything that I do, whether in teaching or in coaching, I'm doing it. I'm transforming lives and teaching hearts. And I would always go back to my essence of joy, curiosity, and wonder. And I think that's why I'm a pot stirrer or disruptor, because I'm not trying to stir up anything. I'm just very curious. I'm just very curious. So I ask questions out of curiosity, not out of judgment. And people, however people interprets that's their issue. But I'm just like, sometimes it doesn't make sense. So I have to ask a question. So for me, that's me validating myself that I really found my identity, because in terms of college courses, I just literally copied the course that my seatmate was, what are you taking in college? And it all fell into place because I took it like a time, because I finished it. I enjoyed that course. It was educational psychology, and it all just fell into place into right now. And like what who said about that Steve Jobs, it in hindsight, yeah, you can only connect all the dots, but for me, it all makes sense. It all makes sense now.
Okay, here's the twist. We're at about
Now I'm Maleficent.
we
Okay.
we're we got about 30 minutes to go. And this last part, what I want to do is interrelate and intermingle. Don't talk about yourself now because you've heard everybody else for about an hour. So let's talk about how we can connect our situation to them. Like pick one person, one other person in this group, and then let's see how we can either advise or just connect the situations, or like, let's say like your situation with theirs, or I did this before, like or a question, if you have a question for somebody else here, just anything that you want to do, but an interaction where like it has to do with something you heard from somebody else who spoke before.
So I have Billy Joe. So if there was one thing sorry, were you going? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm brightening up for you.
Question for you. If you had to give one thing of advice to somebody that would help them, or the one thing that truly made a difference for you, what would it be in terms of your health, from your health perspective?
Number one thing I would say, there's two big things, but the number one is to take out the processed crap out of your diet. Take out the stuff that comes in a box, a bag, a can, a drive-through, that kind of stuff. It comes in a carton, comes in a bottle. Almost all of that, especially if it's got more than 3 ingredients, and a 5th grader can't tell you exactly what every single one of those ingredients is. Some of those ingredients we read so often, we think it's no big deal, like monosodium glutamate. We've read it so much, but none of us can tell you what it is, and when you can't go to the grocery store and buy it, what is it? Is it even any good for you? It's really not any good for you. It's there because it's a stimulant to your appetite, gets you to eat more of it, and that's detrimental to your health most of the time. So number one thing is to take all that stuff out and then get an eating window that's more in line with what our biology was designed to, more like 8 or 10 hours every day instead of eating from when you wake up until just before you go to bed.
Perfect. Thank you.
Danielle, the best nog. What's your question for anybody else here?
I still need to think this one a little more.
You're still confused. Clarity.
Clarity, yes.
Her Clarity did not have as much caffeine as yours.
Right.
Yes.
I need some of what JoJo has.
You gotta drink your coffee in the morning and go to the beach and get hit by the wave and get hit on by You need to go out more, Danielle.
Hit on by the waves, yes. I'll do that.
By the waves, yeah, exactly. All right.
Man.
Anybody else? Come on, let's interact. A question for anybody else in the group.
Let's give Danielle another chance. Danielle, don't think too much. Just ask. Whatever first things.
Meenakshi, a question you have for Danielle? That's a question. As a top earning exotic dancer.
Yeah, give us tips to become top.
So broad.
I'm sure everybody wants to know.
Yeah, I want to be a top earner in yoga and self-discovery coaching. What do I do?
Top earner in yoga. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I love already from the conversation we're already having here in how you shared uncommon knowledge about the principles. And I already felt in that moment, that's a moment where you stand out as a yoga teacher. So you can definitely lean into that more and you'll attract more clients.
How can she use the attraction code as a yoga teacher?
Well, her attraction code already, I can tell she has this grounded aura. And even with the way she speaks at a slow pace, but very intentional tone. So with that alone, that makes her magnetic. For other people, they stand out by being super enthusiastic, like JoJo, right? But for her, it's just as powerful by just speaking slowly and being intentional with everything she says. So that's her attraction code.
Okay, by the way, in case everybody else doesn't know, like she's referring to me as JoJo. So I'm JoJo, in case you didn't get that.
Wow, it was so hard. Thank you, Joe, for telling. I was just wondering.
I know.
I thought Billy Joe was the enthusiastic one.
Yeah,
I thought.
If you didn't catch that, I made sure to write it in my name. So just in case anybody's confused, okay?
I didn't know you were that
Oh,
enthusiastic.
it was so confusing. Oh, thank you very much for the clarification.
For the clarity.
Yeah, the clarity.
I got clarity all day for you.
Oh, man. Yes.
Okay, next, Billy Joe, you got a question for anybody else?
I have questions for 2 people.
All right, there you go.
First off, Danielle, what would you see as my attraction mode?
I still need to get to know you more, but just based on what I'm already experiencing from you in this chat is you have a lot of wisdom and you have some wit and humor in there. So I know that the humor in there is definitely magnetic, but I would definitely need to speak with you more to pull more of that energy.
Danielle, by the way, so remember about the chef that I told you about, the guy that flew? That's Billy Joe.
Okay.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk.
Okay, the reason we're laughing is because when we were on TikTok live, he was talking about that concept. I guess he was talking about your story, Billy Joe, and how, yeah, it doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter how old you are. You can attract a lady if you know a great skill like cooking. And so he shared this story with the audience, and there were people coming into the live. And the reason why I'm laughing so much is because I wasn't thinking about it, and he was asking the chef that was in the audience, he was asking him, hey, so let's just role play here. You're gonna invite Danielle to the table, and what is the first thing you're gonna serve? And he went into detail on like this miso soup so you can warm yourself up. And I was just listening, and I naturally make these noises. I'm like, yes. And then Jojo was like laughing. And then as he went further in to talk about the entree, Jojo was calling me out. I'm like, look, she's holding it. Now she's holding in the noises.
Yes. And then
And I was.
yeah, the point is that
trying to hide it.
exactly. The point is, and this is Billy Joe, and back to Billy Joe after this. And Billy Joe taught me. He says every man has an end. It doesn't matter how attractive you are. Every man has an end. Go ahead.
From earlier in the conversation, it just came to me right now. I noticed right away when you're talking about how you basically crack the code in how you understand women and like understanding their feelings before giving them a solution. That's already magnetic because that shows that you're a man who actually took effort in understanding a woman.
I had
And
to
that's like
get some good
a
mentoring.
huge heart stopper. Yeah.
I got good mentoring.
Mm,
I actually paid for good mentoring. And it wasn't from a man. It was from,
Oh, wow.
it was from a very wizened old woman and her husband who actually teach that to thousands. They're now beyond their teaching age, but 20 years ago, they were very profound in teaching a 4-day seminar on male-female interaction, and from the real core parts of it. They used concepts that people like Tony Robbins still teach today. They were doing it 20-some years ago. To understand the opposite sex, you have to unpack some of those things that we make as assumptions. The longer I live, the more I find what they were teaching 20-some years ago is profoundly true.
That is beautiful.
Thank you for that. And Angela, I would ask you, when you know now that I'm into the healing arts in more of a diet or conscious eating way, what would you say is the most important things for them to learn to take care of their physical body? Because like I said, I don't throw exercise and physicality stuff under the bus. I think it's vital to first off, even moving enough to get your bowel and your lymph moving is super vital. That's why yoga is really important for us, etc. What would your recommendation be to help a person who's maybe obese and been sedentary and stuff?
So the number one thing I would tell them is to keep moving, but it is important to get aligned. And the reason why I'm so adamant about it is because we all have these postures. So especially somebody who is obese that hasn't moved in so long, all of a sudden, and it's not just somebody who's obese, it's even, to be honest, the majority of the population where we go through like stages in our life where we do nothing, and all of a sudden January 1st hits and it's like, oh, we're going to hit the gym, we're going to do this. And then before they know it, they're tearing a hamstring, their rotator cuffs worn, and they have all these injuries. But really what it is they didn't realign their joints. So if you realign your joints, you're preparing it for what's coming next. So you have to create, you have to bring a better body to the places to where you're going to do with it. So whether you're sitting down, whether like it's not your chair, it's not
Fix your foundation.
Base your foundation. Everything comes from the inside out, and it works hand in hand.
So do you know a guy named Brian Bradley?
That's where I got my certification through.
You sounded just like Brian. I know him personally, so.
Oh, do you? Okay,
nice to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better.
Nice meeting you as well.
Nice. And Danielle, your forehead was creasing. So do you have a thought here? Is that a signal? Is that a hint that you have a thought when you go like?
I'm just deep in thought. I'm just listening, and I'm deep in thought. That's all. But I suppose I was also thinking of a question I would like to ask. So I would like to ask Billy Joe, unfortunately, there's this gender war going on in modern times, right? Like what main key piece of advice would you give to our young men?
First off, I think the media is the biggest driver of this, and there are people behind that. So there's layers to that. We don't need to get into that. However, there's this common concept out there that masculinity is toxic. What is actually toxic is masculinity that is being stuffed into a box or even feminized. Real good masculinity wants to protect, to provide, to take care of their tribe, their wife, their children, their community, etc. They're very powerful thing. And when a man learns to own his masculinity in a good way, in a productive way, in a societal contribution kind of way, he becomes the antithesis of toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity comes from getting into a me, myself, and I focus. What can I extract? How can I seduce her or use her or other stuff that's way more detrimental? Those kinds of thinkings lead to actual expression of toxic masculinity. And that drives the divide that allows the public, the media, to make that worse. So the big thing is to get in. And part of good masculinity is getting in touch with your inner self and your heart, and know that your heart is in a good place, that you want to love, cherish, and contribute to your community, to the women and men around you, to make everybody better, to make it safer, to make it kinder. And if you don't tap into that part of you, you're leaving a huge piece of your masculinity on the table. This isn't masculinity. It's coming from that big ass heart. Some of the most powerful men in the world are not what you would want to think of as protecting your house. Tough, big, burly men. Elderly, sometimes infirmed almost, barely able to walk. They couldn't defend a 10-year-old from a 12-year-old. Yet their masculinity and their power to love means those two children don't get in a fight anyway, because they know how to bring their love into the situation and how to pour in their wisdom and share it in a very loving way. The biggest thing in masculinity is the courage, that being willing to be seen as weak when it's actually strength, to not have to be, quote, right or perfect or anything like that, to just know that what you're doing is the right thing to help all involved.
Yeah, and sometimes that old man has a Colt 45.
Maybe. You don't need it with the children.
You don't need it with the children.
I mean, literally, there's so much stuff that's out there that's being done to drive the stereotypes and etc. that really, when it gets down to it, we all want the same things. We all want to live. We all want to have a roof over our heads and good food in the house, and to be loved, and to share our common beliefs with others. So, and to learn that just because somebody doesn't believe the same as you do, for example, on, say, something as easy to identify as religion, doesn't mean they don't want the same things out of life. They may choose a different belief system to get there, but they still want the same things: safety, security, a roof, air conditioning, good food, and love of their spouse and their chosen family and their community, and respect. We all want those same things. We choose different ways to get there, back to our GPS. But how we navigate to get there doesn't mean we have to hate each other over the fact that we're male or female or Democrat or Republican or Muslim or Christian or Jew or anything like that. That's all bullshit labels that they use to divide us. And the more they divide us, the more they have power. When we get united as humans who want to live a nice life, we become more powerful out of our unity.
There's one sentence that I read yesterday that I thought was very profound and is going hand in hand with this topic I can hear about unity, communication and unity, right? The sentence I read is, emotional regulation is the new rich.
This podcast brought to you by Emotional Damage. It's a good book by a good author, a good writer. His name is Josiah Andujar Jr. Get it now on Amazon.com. Emotional Damage. It's a good book. It's about emotional regulation. It's about like how to regulate your emotions. You know, it's a good segue. All right, so let's start like transitioning into the end. Like, I have this analogy that I use a lot. It's like we're in a gold mine. There's entrance, there's the vein of gold, and then like once we find the vein of gold, we just have to follow that vein all the way to the treasure reserves, the gold reserves. We have to follow it. Now, if you want to ask somebody else a question, you can keep doing that. But now let's get to the goal. Like, what is the goal here in the conversation? We're in the last 15 minutes here. What is the goal that you're getting, that you've gotten, or that you've heard here, or something maybe that you want to tie into this and share out to somebody, maybe even to your future self?
I just want to add to the conversation that we just had about male and female, masculine and feminine energy. But I could have, if I have to put my perception into what just Billy said, that, you know what, why there's male and female wars going on so much, because we are adding labels to it. If I see myself as an individual, or anyone, both have got masculine and feminine energy. If we see ourselves as a whole, we are both masculine and feminine. If I talk about just masculine energy, they are protector and provider. Who are they protecting us from? I am not protecting against, if I am a man, I can't protect my female counterpart from terrorism, from bombing. We have army for that. I need to protect the female from my bad side. I am physically, a man is more powerful than a female. So I am really capable. I am a threat to a female already. So I should be able to protect her from my own negative energy, and same for a female. It's not that everyone is scared of a lion only. Some people are scared of cockroach as well. Why are people scared of cockroach? Because the feeling of that tingling sensation of the feet, that creepy, crawly, this feeling of disgust, that can be fearsome as well. It's not that you're just scared of someone who is big, giant. Sometimes that feeling of touching those pain points, that emotional feelings which female carry, they have this capability to, kind of pinch those emotions in a man as well. So it's that both of us, the masculine energy in males and feminine energy in females, both are just scared of that negative part. But if we remove that negative part and just embrace that positive part, we all can bring to contribute something from our feminine as well as masculine energy every day on the table. Sometimes a man can be in feminine energy where he feels the need to feel vulnerable at times. It's not that every time a man is holding that emotional burden all the time just so that he should look like a provider. It's not like that. Sometimes you embrace your masculine energy, sometimes you embrace your feminine energy. There should be a balance. It's not man being in masculine energy entire time, and that's what disbalance looks like right now.
I have two questions. Number one, what if I told you that you have a roach crawling up your shoulder right now? You have a roach crawling up your shoulder. Really?
Yeah.
There's a roach crawling on your shoulder. Like, get it? I'm just kidding. Go ahead. And then the second thing is masculine, feminine. This is what this reminded me. I don't know if we can tie this in, but I think I have a hallucination that we can. So masculine, feminine. If you can balance the masculine, feminine, then you become, I think, what Stephen Covey calls independent. Because first you're codependent or dependent, and then you become independent. And then I think that in order to become the whole, like, the most ideal state, which is interdependent, I feel like those two people have to be independent. They have to know how to be independent in order to become interdependent, because that means, like, hey, I don't need you, but I'm giving you the responsibility of taking care of this for us. And then vice versa, you're giving me the responsibility of taking care of this for us, for our team. And I think that's what true interdependence is. And I think in order to find true interdependence, we need to balance out our masculine, feminine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So let's keep going, and let's find out, like, what was the goal for you? What is something that you would tell your future self, like, if they were watching this video, like, what's something that you think they would need to be reminded of? Or mentoring your younger self, which is your core audience, like, what would that thing be? Don't be shy. Come on. We're about to end this call, so, like, whatever you were holding back, say it. Let's hear it.
For me, it would be, you can't always control the circumstances you're thrown. You can only control your reaction to it. And the story that you tell yourself or what you make out of it is going to determine how you perceive it and what you do with it.
Now let's try to bounce back off each other. So what Angela said, somebody follow that up, and let's build on that.
I can go with that. The worst
go
of my past, stuff that out of my childhood, abuse and stuff I did as a younger man, as irresponsible, etc., turns out to be all that shame, blame, guilt stuff I used to hide in the closet and not want anybody to know about. Turns out to be some of the most powerful stuff for me to get into a relationship with somebody who's suffering from, say, sugar addiction or something like that when I go to help them. So the worst of my past is actually now some of the biggest blessings for me to help others.
Build on that.
Yeah, the part where you feel like you're a victim of the story can at the same time turn into a legendary part of your story.
Exactly.
Legendary.
Yeah.
Build on that.
So, which reminds me of, we should be chasing the growth that our goals demand from us, not the goal actually, the growth that will help us reach the goal. So what happened to us, it's not on us, but what we do with what has happened to us is definitely our responsibility.
Right. Most of our time we're not gonna be spending on achieving on the goal itself or attaining it, but we're gonna spend it in the process.
I think
Improvement.
to connect with that, what Meenakshi said, it's all about who we are becoming. So whatever the journey is, we have a goal, but it's who you become while you're trying to achieve that goal in the process. So regardless if you actually attain that how you envision the results would be, but if you look back from point A, it's all about the journey of who we're becoming. And I think that's how I look at purpose and why we're here in the first place. Like, who are we supposed to evolve into? And I would end with that.
I actually wanted to add something to what you just said.
Right.
Well, I thought of how like it's about our becoming, right? Our evolving. I think about how to get to that goal, you have to become to receive. And what I would tell my younger self is the fastest way to achieve that level of confidence to become that thing is to say yes to yourself more and to follow through on yourself.
Yes, that's beautiful. And also when you said receive, connecting it with the energy,
Mm.
something that I would tell myself also, that allow yourself to be treated like a woman. You know, sometimes if you're so independent, I mean, I'm so independent on being woman, like, you know, the war on feminism and something else, like something that just allow men to treat you like a woman, since if they want to,
Yes.
you're like, so it's receiving that I deserve to be treated like a woman.
Yeah, that's why I was laughing earlier because you said, "Oh, I don't need a man." I was laughing. I was like,
Yeah, I don't need a man, but I can allow. That's why allow yourself. If they want to, then go carry my bag or something. I mean, doesn't mean I can't, but go ahead. Right? I'm like, I'm not.
Yeah, use open and inviting languages like, oh my God, this bag is so heavy.
Yes,
Yeah.
open inviting language. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
queen.
he
Yeah,
has
I
got
think.
if
Go ahead,
yeah,
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
go ahead.
I mean, if he's operating from his masculine energy, he will take that invite. Like, let me carry this for you.
Actually, men don't always catch that clue though. If you say, "Honey, would you help me with this heavy bag?" Way better than how heavy this bag is. Because if you make the request, he will almost 100% come through. However, if you
Yeah,
talk about how
I'm
heavy your
leaning more
purse
of
is,
that kind of, yeah, I'm leaning more of that kind of person. Like, can you just carry this?
Yeah.
Like, do this. Are you gonna pay for it? Okay.
there's a subtlety there. There's a subtlety there.
Yeah, you gotta be sweet though, queen.
There's a
Like
subtlety.
you know
If you
what I
tell
mean?
him to
Like
carry the
Yeah.
bag,
like he wants to feel like you're grateful about it, not that you're just like a nuisance. Like you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you
don't
know
tell him to carry the bag. Say, "Honey, would you help me by carrying the bag?"
yeah, because the way you said that, I felt I don't want to carry your bag. Like you literally said, like, "Hey, can you carry my bag?" I'm like, "Nah, hell no." Like, carry your own bag.
Okay,
Like,
noted.
You can see this in the mall. The man, his wife, who has the big purse, and he's carrying the purse. You know she did something like, "Oh, honey, would you please carry this? It's getting heavy." You're
Yes.
such a sweetheart,
I need to
loving
channel my
man.
feminine energy. I
You
will.
take me so, you take such good care of me, baby.
Oh
And
my
he's like,
God.
dun dun dun, walking around with the purse. And he doesn't
Yes.
care what the other men think of him because he's fully in his
Jesus.
positive masculinity,
Yes.
taking care of her.
Yes,
Well, he
Danielle, we need an intervention for Coach Queen.
This is such a fun, oh my gosh, such a fun topic. I think I love the direct approach. For me personally, though, I find myself accidentally receiving the things that I want. And what I mean by that is that I'm a naturally expressive person. And because of the way I express, my masculine partners would respond to that by like giving me something. I'll give you one clear example. My ex-fiance pointed this out to me. We were going through a resort and I was smelling the coffee. It smelled so yummy. And I didn't even think about getting the coffee. I just expressed myself. I said, coffee. And my ex-fiance just felt the need to like, let me get that for you.
That's because he, at some point, whether he went through a class like I did or he had good mentoring from maybe his mother, he tuned in on your hint, which is
Right.
truly.
I hope that the hints are just natural, because you know some girls are like really intentional playing the mind games, like, oh, my bag is heavy. Like, I think I'm hungry. I'm like, and then they quarrel because men don't pick up this point. So there's a mixed match of expectations. Like, I already told you I'm hungry. I'm like,
Yes, but you got to realize Danielle is a trained expert at this, and then she did it so much it became natural. Like she wasn't naturally like this. These are trained behaviors. And back to Danielle and I's best conversation that we've ever had: high status behavior.
Oh yeah, that stuck with me when you said that. That's a great way to describe that. I've never heard anyone explain it so clear. Like they just say beingness. They have all these labels, but like high status behavior is very precise.
Yes.
yeah, I
So
think it all boils down to worthiness. Like, you know that you deserve to be treated, to be valued or whatever, and you don't have to like subliminal messages
So
to
part of
test
that, part
if
of
that is listening to me.
yeah, but it's not about it's about like it's about usefulness. What's
Mm.
useful and what's not. There are things that you might seem to say, "Oh, that's natural. That's me. That's my personality." But it's useless in the context of being effective at achieving a result. So you have to tie into like, like your personality or who you want to be and your essence and your true and your sincerity and your honesty and all that. All that's important. But then you also have to learn effective behavior. Things that work. What works when I need something. And then if what I'm doing right now is not working, then there's some changes that need to be made there. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Angela real quick because Angela, you were saying stuff. I couldn't hear you. I think you were muted or something. And then we'll wrap up.
Oh no, I was just joking around when they were saying about the heavy bag. I said, I usually just say, I'm looking for a big, strong guy. Does anybody know anyone?
that's not a direct request, but it's a hint that guys can pick up on.
Oh my
Like, because we
god.
all go, oh, me man, big strong man, yes,
Yeah.
pick me. She hot girl, pick her bag up, take it to the car. Yes, run.
Yes, because let's talk about why does that work? Why does that work? Because first, she is if they choose to help, they are receiving the compliment just by helping.
Right.
There's a
They
reward.
They are
by
strong.
helping, they become a big strong man.
Yes,
But she prefaced
Like,
it that she was looking for a big strong man.
right.
that's
And she did it with a playful, joyous request. Who's the big strong man that's gonna carry my
looking for a
bag?
six. You know that song, 6 foot finance, working in finance.
I mean, if she came into a room full of men that way, she'd have 40 men going, let me pack the bag, and they'd be fighting each other to pack that bag. She come in there with such kindness, genuineness, energy, and femininity in it, not from the quote feminine place, but a genuine in touch with who she is as a woman, that she deserves to let a man help her carry the bag, that we all as men want to just jump up and go do it. Magnetic.
That's an effective behavior. That's an effective behavior, Angela. Angela, you got any more tips for the ladies?
It has to be genuine. So I'll go back
Yes.
to when we were saying it, you were looking at her, like even with Danielle, like when she's doing it, she genuinely means well. So it's not like I'm using it in a negative way to just manipulate people and be like, hey, let's see how many people I can get to do this. It's a genuine behavior that you where, and
That's the word.
it does come from your heart, where you see that you're sincere. I think that's what makes you magnetic, and that's what makes people want to do things, because you're not taking advantage of them, or you're not meaning it in a malicious way.
I think that's true for everybody.
It's a win-win relationship.
It comes through better.
It's a win-win situation because the guy wants the compliment from the girl, and then she's saying, hey, I need help. I need the help with the bag. If you help me, this is how I will perceive you. You are a big, strong man that's helping me. You are being helpful. You are valuable to me, basically, by helping me. So he wants to be valuable to her, and then that's how he obtains what he wants, and then she gets what she wants as well. It's a win-win.
I think when we all come from our heart as whole human beings, both our masculine and female characteristics that are within us, we got our heart in there, when we are truly loving and valuing the others in our sphere of influence, that allows us to communicate, as we're talking about here, with full authenticity, vulnerability, true desire, attractiveness, chemistry. All that stuff comes flowing forth if we put our heart first. Come from a really truly good place, not from a selfish place, but from a good place.
All right, one word, one phrase, one sentence that will summarize this Zoom for you. Let's start with Danielle, Meenakshi, Angela, Queen, and Billy Joe. Remember your place.
One word, unity. You said we're sharing one word, right?
Yeah.
One word or sentence.
It's a moving relational.
Moving.
For me, it will be serving from heart and being genuine.
Mine would be the feminine energy. Feminine.
Waiting on you, Billy Joe.
Oh, I thought I was waiting on Danielle. She
Oh,
went
that-
first.
Yours the first.
I think wholesome heart-centeredness.
Hmm.
And for me, I'm gonna quote somebody that joins often, and she has this phrase. It goes like, "Create, connect, contribute." I love that. Create, connect, and also high status and effective behaviors, which that will be the topic for next week. High status behaviors. So stay tuned.
Ooh, fun.
Until the next episode. And thanks everybody for joining.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
awesome meeting you
you.
guys. What a lovely conversation.
Yes,
Look forward to connecting with you on Joe's little message.
Yeah.
He'll send us all.
I'm gonna do a Facebook chat so you guys can connect, and then I'll put in like the summary of the event. Sponsored by ChatGPT and by Zoom Communications.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Anybody have a plug? You want to plug in your website or something here at the end?
You can find me on Facebook at 100 Pound Fat Loss Forum if you want to learn to live vibrantly healthy. You don't have to be looking to lose weight. The stuff I teach there is truly about optimizing your health.
Beautiful. Anybody else?
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram. It's my first and last name, Danielle Nunuk. Joe will put us together and we can add each other.
I was gonna say, can you put that in the, like, just for everyone's, if you put that in the, if you're doing a Facebook chat or group chat, just so we can have it.
Yeah.
All of our links will be in his little
So we'll just
thing
click
he
it.
sends us.
Mine's bodysuit.com.
Go ahead. Meenakshi, do you have a
Yeah, I am available on all three channels, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. I am actually starting a podcast starting from 23rd of September. My podcast is about people who have gone from flash to flow state, where they were working in something corporate or just for social proof. Now they are doing something they actually love, or they are connected with their purpose more. So I've been able to shoot a couple of episodes, but if you're interested to share your story, definitely I would love to hear more. We can have a chat just to see how it works out and how I can incorporate in my podcast theme.
perfect? You won't get
flash to flow.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
and
Danielle as soon as she said that.
and we'll talk about that on the next episode from Flash to Flow.
Yay!
Let's go.
Okay.
All right, everybody, have a great day.
Thanks.
All right,
Bye.
Welcome to the
Bye-bye.
Zoom.
Yeah. Step in, wipe your feet, this a focus zone. White belt tied tight, but my mind fully grown. Bow to the moment, sensei say be here. I silence the noise, make the vision real clear. Phone face down, I don't scroll, I don't slip. While they thumb through distractions, I sharpen the grip. One target, one flame, let it burn in the dark.